Hi everyone, it's Maeve. Today I'm going to be doing something a little bit different. I am going to be doing what I'm going to call Triple Tag Tuesday. So I'm going to be doing 3 tags in this video. I originally wanted to do this to catch up on all of the things that I've been tagged in, but while I was looking through the videos that I've been tagged in, I realized that there are some tags out there that I don't feel like I have good answers for. Like either they're uninteresting answers or I can't relate to the answer. Like the answer would be like, doesn't apply to me, or oh, I don't actually do that, or whatever. And so there are some tags that I've been tagged in, which I really appreciate. But moving forward, I just want to focus on the tags that I feel like I have something to say about and that I am excited to talk about and stuff like that. So I still need to catch up on quite a few tags, and so that's why I'm doing this a triple tag. If you're only interested in one of these tags, I will have timestamps down below, so you can skip to the tag that you're interested in. But I'm going to be starting with the Used Bookstore Tag. This was created by Books I'm Not Reading, and I was tagged by Stuart Griffin. So the first prompt is, what is your favorite or most often visited used bookstore, and what sets it apart or makes it special? So I like that this differentiates between favorite or most often visited, because my most often visited is not my favorite. It's just most visited because it's closest to me. I'm actually very lucky to have within, 10 minutes of my house, I think around 4 used bookstores. And so, yes, there are a lot. And my favorite one is not closest to me, but it is called Hideaway Books. And the reason why this one is my favorite is because in the front of their store, they have 2 bookshelves that are just indie and self-pub books by local authors. And I love that. I have picked up, I think, 2 or 3 books from that section, and I have reviewed a few of them on this channel. Um, but yeah, that's just what makes it my favorite in the area. The next prompt is, does your used bookstore take credit? Yes. If so, how much credit do you get for your books? It depends on the book. I think the least I've ever gotten was like 20 cents or 18 cents for a book. And the most I've gotten for a book was $35 of in-store credit. And then the next is, do they give cash for your books? And yes, they do. So you have the option of doing cash or in-store credit. So cash is usually less. I always get in-store credit because I love buying books. So why wouldn't I want more money to go towards books? The next question is, how often do you go to your used bookstore? Can you share how much credit you have there? So I used to go to like one or multiple used bookstores in my area like twice a week. But because I've been trying really hard to read the books on my shelves, I don't go nearly as often. I think I go maybe once a month now. And there have definitely been months that I haven't gone at all. I currently don't have any credit at any of my local used bookstores. And that's because most of the time, as soon as I get credit, I spend it. So yeah, maybe I should have a goal of not spending my credit until I like read X amount of books. I don't know. What, if any, restrictions does your used bookstore have on how you can use your credit? So for Hideaway Books specifically, they only let you use credit on half of your purchase. So if you purchase $10 worth of books, you can only use $5 of your in-store credit towards that purchase. And then they also have a limit on how much in-store credit you can have. I think it's $150 is the most in-store credit that they will give you, but you can literally like spend a bunch of your credit and then get back up to $150, if that makes sense. So they do have some little quirks when it comes to in-store credit, but I still really enjoy it. Overall, I think, they have to make money to stay in business, so I don't mind. It makes sense to me. The next prompt is, how is your bookstore organized, and what do you like or dislike about it, how it's organized? So they organize by age group and then by genre. So they have like a children's section, and then they have like in the children's section, there's nonfiction and fiction. In the young adult section, there's the different genres in fiction and then nonfiction. And then in the adult section, they have different genres, and the nonfiction is separated into its own sections as well. And I really like it. I think it's super easy to navigate and to find the section that you are looking for. They also have each section alphabetized by author, which makes that even easier because I know there are many bookstores that won't organize it. They'll just have it be kind of like a collect all, like just all the books in a pile, and you have to go through all of them individually. But Hideaway Books is actually really nicely organized. What is the best find or deal you got at a used bookstore? So I have a Second and Charles in my area, and if you guys have a Second and Charles, please, for me, just hold out and pay attention to when they are doing their penny per page book sale. They do it like once a quarter, and you literally get all of their used books except for the ones that have like signatures or their special editions or whatever. But any of their other used books, they sell for you for a penny per page. And my best deal that I got for those is I got a $40 book that was marked down. It was used, so it was marked down to like $25. I got it for $2.04 because it was 204 pages. Like, just yes, I love that. I love getting deals on books. I buy way more books used than new. I'm not really huge on buying new books, especially because I don't really care for hardbacks. But every once in a while, I will buy new books if I am impatient to get a copy of something that I can't find used. Number 7, is there something you saw in your used bookstore and now you regret not purchasing it? This happens to me all the time. Like so many times I couldn't even tell you what books I've missed out on. But at the same time, there are always books coming and going, and it's not like I will never get the opportunity to purchase a book again. We have so many opportunities for where we can find used books. There are so many different websites and apps, and you can go to garage sales, and you can go to like even just secondhand stores that don't specifically have books, but they have a book section. Like there's so many places that you're going to be able to find a book. And I'm not a huge collector on like when it comes to signed books or special editions or anything like that. And so it's easy for me to pass up on a book, kind of regret it, and then feel like, you know what, I could probably find it later. So the next prompt is there a book you're always on the hunt for at your used bookstore? So I actually have a list in my phone of books that I'm looking for. And I keep this list to make sure I am not purchasing the same book multiple times, because that is something that I have struggled with in the past, where there are certain books that I really want to pick up and I forget that I have already picked them up. I don't have a good memory at all. And so having lists is what saves me in that sense. The next question is, if you could run your used bookstore for a day, what changes would you make? I don't know if I would make any changes. I think they do everything really well. I think that they could benefit from a larger space, like a larger location. But if you can't afford a larger space, then you work with what you got. So yeah, I don't know if I would change anything. I think they're doing really good on their own. Prompt number 10 is, if you could go used book shopping with any booktuber in any city, who would you go with and where? So I actually recently talked to Alan from Big Hard Books and Classics, and he lives in Oregon near Powell's Books. And I have been there one time. I loved it. And I went with somebody who was not a huge book person. And so I didn't get to spend nearly as much time as I wanted there. And so I would love to go back to Powell's with Alan in the future. I think that would be so much fun. And I will have his channel linked down below. I hope that you guys check him out. So the last prompt is tag people. I've decided that I'm not going to tag specific people in my videos, but I am always going to have a list of YouTube channels that I think you guys should check out. So channels that I feel like are really underrated. Most of the time, they're going to have less than 500 subscribers. And out of everybody that I list down below, if you want to do the tag, please do and tag me in it, because I would love to see your answers to this tag. So my next tag that I'm going to be doing is the end of year BookTube tag. This was created by Ben Reads Good, and I was tagged by CG Rated Books. So the first prompt is, are there any books you started this year that you need to finish? And the answer to that is no, I don't start books and then not finish them unless they are a DNF. And if I DNF them, then I'm not planning on finishing them. So the second question is, do you have an autumnal book to transition to the end of the year? And my answer to this is no, because I don't really read books seasonally, but I do want to do this in the future. I see a lot of people who read books that are like set in the season that they're currently in, and I actually feel like I would really enjoy that because it would be like even more of an immersion read if you're reading a book set in the winter while it's winter. Like that just sounds really good to me. And I don't know why I've never done that before, but I do want to do this in the future. The third prompt is there a new release you're still waiting for? The answer to this is no. First of all, it is almost the end of the year, and so there aren't any books that I'm interested in that haven't been released. And the second part of this is I don't really pay attention to new releases. I usually wait for books to be at least a year old before I will even like add them to a list to check out. Um, the only exception to this is when they are books in a series that I am currently reading. So, like the Wayward Children series and the Murderbot Diaries, and now the Fireborn Blade series. So, because those series have books that are currently coming out, those are the ones that I will be paying attention to when they're released. But I don't really like those are already all released for this year. So, prompt number 4 is what are 3 books you want to read before the end of the year? And the first one is Crown of Omens by E.J. Doble. This is a self-pub or indie pub book that I have had on my shelves forever. It's a prequel to his series. This is one of my favorite illustrated covers ever. I think it's so fantastic. This is one of the reasons why I love indie and self-pub books. They have the best covers and the coolest fonts and some of the most unique stories and just fantastic writing styles that you can find because traditional publishing just pigeonholes everybody into this is the popular look, this is the popular genres, these are the popular tropes, this is the popular writing styles, this is what we want. And Indian self pub books don't have to go by those rules, and so that's why I love them. So I'm really hoping to finish this before the end of the year. I did not read any self pub books last month, and so I hope that I can read this. The next one on my list is Home of Midnight. And this is one, I think this might have originally been self pub or indie pubbed as well. I'm not 100% sure, but this just sounds really good. I know that there are some people who have given it really negative reviews, but even the negative reviews that I've heard have made me more interested in reading it. So I'm excited to read this one, even though it has one of those crazy shiny covers that I hate. And then the last one that I hope to get to this year is The Ninth Reign by Jen Williams. This is another one that I've heard about so much. It's in a completed trilogy, which is fantastic for me. I love completed series. And this one just sounded really good and really unique and different. And I hope that I can get to this. Prompt number 5. Is there a book you think could still shock you and become your favorite book of the year? And for this, I'm going to say yes. You never know what book is going to become a favorite. You literally can go into a book thinking that you're going to love it and then absolutely hate it. And you can go into a book that you are met about and then realize that it is the best thing that you have ever read. And so, yeah, I think that any book that I read between now and the end of the year could become a new favorite. So, prompt number 6 is have you already started making reading plans for next year? Yes, I have so many reading plans for next year. I have so many channel plans. I have so many things that I want to do. I will be making another video for that soon, and hopefully I will get it up before the end of this year. So that is the end of that tag. And then the last tag that I'm going to be doing for this video is the BookTube Watching Tag. I was tagged by Already Overbooked, and I'm not sure who created this tag. So if you know, please let me know in the comments down below so I can credit them in my description. So the first question is, how many channels are you subscribed to? So I actually have 2 different channels here on YouTube. This specific channel, my book channel, I am subscribed to 138 channels, and 101 of those are BookTube channels. The second question is, when do you normally watch BookTube? And I would say probably early afternoon to like really late at night. Not too really late at night. Early afternoon or really late at night. Um, I sometimes can't sleep, and so I will watch YouTube until I pass out. The next question is, how do you balance BookTube watching, reading, and making your own videos? And the short answer to this is I don't. I recently have realized how much I have struggled with keeping up on watching and liking and commenting on other people's videos, reading books so that I can post videos, and filming, editing, and uploading my own videos. And for a really long time, until fairly recently, I really put a lot of pressure on myself to watch, like, and comment on every video from every booktuber that I was subscribed to, because it's really important to me to support those channels, especially the smaller channels, because I know how important a like and a comment and a watch can go for smaller channels. And so I really pushed myself to be constantly up to date with watching new content from everyone. And it got to the point where I was literally over 100 videos behind on my watch list. And I wasn't watching people's videos within, you know, even a week of them posting it. And it really became a huge struggle. And I got really down on myself about it. And so I made a post here on YouTube basically talking about how many videos I was behind. And I had so many of you reach out and basically say, like, don't worry about watching my videos. Like, you can skip all of mine. Don't worry about it. Like, take care of yourself. Don't stress. You need to make time for, other things. And I really sat with that for the entire day. And I decided that, yeah, I can't watch every single video and comment on every single video and like every single video out there, or else I would not have time to read. I would not have time to make content. And those things are also important to me. And I think for me, what I'm going to try to do moving forward to kind of balance things out, and this kind of also goes into tag videos and tagging people. I'm no longer going to tag people in my videos. What I'm going to do is have a list of YouTube channels that I feel are horribly underrated and horribly undersubbed in my description down below. I'm going to have channels I recommend you watching. I'm going to put every channel that I am currently following, that I watch when I can, and that I do think that more people should watch, in my description in every single video. And if any of those people ever want to do these tags, they totally can. And if they're not into tags, they don't need to. And if you're ever looking for more channels to watch, please check out those channels down below. I think that we need to support each other more, but only to the point where we can. Because again, we don't have an unlimited amount of time to be watching, liking, commenting, sharing other people's channels, and still live our own lives. So that's one of the things that I'm going to do. I'm not going to be watching every single video that every booktuber I'm subscribed to posts. I'm going to be a little bit more choosy on the ones that I actually spend my time with. And I do also want to say that there are times when I have watched a video and I don't know how to articulate anything that I want to say about the video that I've watched. So if I ever watch your video and you see me comment just like a couple of emojis, just know that that means I watched your entire video. I enjoyed watching it and I didn't know what to say. And so I wanted to leave a comment in support of you to let you know that I've watched this, but I'm having a brain dead moment. So rant over for that. The next prompt is there a difference between videos you like watching and videos you like making? And the answer to this is no. My favorite videos to watch are monthly wrap-ups, favorite videos. So top 10 favorite this, top 5 favorite that, and unhauls, actually. I don't really care for hauls, and I won't watch individual book reviews unless I'm interested in that book. So if you are posting a book review for the 5th Wheel of Time book, and I've only read the first one, I'm not going to watch your review for the 5th one, if that makes sense. But yeah, I don't do individual book reviews. I don't think I ever will, but I would really love to do more favorites videos because I love watching those videos. And so short answer is no. I watch the same stuff that I like making. Number 5, who's the first booktuber you subscribed to and do you still watch them? The answer to this is yes. The first booktube channel that I ever subscribed to was Books and Lala, and I do still watch her channel. I feel like we have very different taste in books, which I love. Like, I follow a lot of booktubers that have very different tastes in books than me. I don't think that that is a deterrent for me. I love hearing about books that I've never heard of, and I love trying new things. And so that's something that I've always loved about her channel, is just hearing about these books that I would never have picked up. And also, I just love her energy in her videos and how honest she is. Like, if she's having a bad day, she will talk about having a bad day, but not in a way that brings you down. Just in a way of like, you know what? Having a bad day. Everybody has bad days. Let's, get it out of my system to let you guys know and get back to my video or whatever. I just really love that about her. And yeah, I think that she's one of those channels that is, even though she's in the thousands when it comes to subscribers, I still think that her channel is kind of underrated, because I have seen channels that have millions of subscribers that I don't think personally are as good as Lala's channel. Question number 6 is, who is the most recent booktuber you're subscribed to? And I just recently subscribed to While I Read with Katie Dodrill, and I am loving her channel. Please go and check her out. She's fantastic. And the last question is, what have you learned from watching other booktubers? And my answer to this is, do what you love on your channel. Talk about the things that you enjoy. Talk about the things that you want to talk about. And yeah, if you want to rant about a book, rant about a book. And if you want to have a channel where you never talk about the books that you disliked, then don't talk about the books you disliked. Like, literally, just do what you enjoy on your channel. Do what you want to do on your channel. And the right people will find you. Eventually, they'll find you. It might take a while, but please just keep going. There are so many small channels that posted 2 or 3 videos and then stopped posting. And I am still following those channels in hopes that they come back to BookTube, because I loved their content and I wanted more. And so don't give up if your channel is growing slowly. Please just do you. And that is the end of this Triple Tag Tuesday video. As I said before, I'm not going to be tagging anybody. If you want to do any of these tags, I will have all of the questions down below and the creators of these tags that I'm aware of down below as well. I also will have that list of, just in my opinion, highly underrated, undersubbed channels. If you are looking for more channels to sub to, I do follow a lot of channels that are very different from each other. So if you go through the first 3 channels and you're like, this isn't my vibe, please check out the other ones as well. It's in alphabetical order. If you want to start at the bottom, go to the middle of it, whatever. They're all fantastic channels that I think deserve way more love. So my question of the day is, do you like the videos that you watch, or do you focus more on commenting? It's just a curiosity I have. If I watch a video to completion, I will always click the like button, not only to support the channel, but to let me know, future me, that I have watched this video before and that I have watched it to completion. So yeah, just curious. Do you guys like videos, like click the like button on videos, or do you focus more on contenting, or are you a lurker and you just watch? And that's it for this video. I will see you in my next video, which will hopefully be my 2025 goals. So see you later.